Mr. Gary FISHMAN, Chairman of TSAG, would you like to give us a brief introduction to the role of TSAG?
Of course, TSAG really is an important group within the ITU. It gives advice to the whole of the ITU structure, how we do our work, how we're organized, how we relate to the outside world, and on financial matters for the sector. We're also called upon to solve coordination problems among all the study groups of the ITU-T sector, and also coordination issues between the ITU-T and outside bodies.
And could you please explain to us the nature of the authority invested in TSAG by the WTSA?
The TSAG has been given a lot of specific responsibilities from the Assembly. We give advice on all of the ways in which the study groups do their work. We can create new groups, including study groups. We have the authority to appoint their chairman and vice chairman. We give advice on the program of work. This is the study questions from each of the groups. We review them, and we can propose changes to them if necessary. We can set up other groups. We have created something called focus groups, which are being used more and more within the ITU-T. They can work very aggressively on a very quick schedule. They focus on a specific topic. They can work usually in a 9 to 12 month range, and their outputs, if they're agreed, are reported back to the parent study group, where they can be issued as anything from just a report to a full-fledged international standard. As a result of this, we find that some of the external forums that we've usually seen as competitors to our work have now started to ask to join ITU-T as a focus group. So this we see as a very nice win-win situation for everyone.
And can you tell us a bit about the hot topics for the future of TSAG?
We're dealing with quite a few that relate to the interests of the membership. Next generation networks is one of the very hot topics now. We've put in a lot of work on how that work should be structured within the ITU-T, and once the initial phases of that work have been completed, we will re-examine the structure and make any changes if it's necessary. We also recently created something called a technology watch. This will be within a group of TSAG, and through that group we will try to anticipate where the new hot topics will come from. These are things which may be quite far out in the future, but if we can identify them early, then we'll be able to set up the right structure and develop the right programs to address them at the right times. We also have to review the operational and financial plans of the Union as they apply to the ITU-T sector. We keep the interests of all of the membership in mind, the developed as well as the developing countries, and we have to maintain the work program even under the pressures of reducing our costs. And we have to produce the right outputs at the right times and still maintain the right quality. We also have something we've called the alternative approval process. This is how we approve the international recommendations that have been developed through the study groups. Since it's been introduced, more than 90% of the recommendations have been processed under the AAP, as we call it, and it's cut the time to approve things from over 10 months down to something less than 2 months, and we've saved the ITU some millions of Swiss francs at the same time. It's a very hot issue for us in TSAG to maintain and even improve that AAP process. But the aim of all of this is not so much in the details of the structure or the details of the procedures. It's how we make the ITU-T the most attractive place to come to do standards work. And that is our hot topic.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.